spend a grand on you. Baby, let a man be your man on you. I'm just tryna drop a couple bands on you. Girl, let me throw a band on you.
Reuben, wow. How you doing, sir? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm very good, man. Very good. It's actually a pleasure. Do you know what? I'm excited because I can't believe I'm actually, obviously, when I do these Zoom calls, I do a lot of interviews. I can't believe I'm actually in my house. I'm talking to you in America. I've got access to you, a rising film star, my brother, and rap star. You know, it's an absolute pleasure. I can't believe how fortunate I am to have the opportunity.
Yes,
Good though,
man,
yeah?
it's a blessing for having me, man. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
No, man, it's great. No, because obviously we're Clusterview and stuff. So we're talking to artists, you know, new up and coming emergent artists, and we're kind of big on all that, trying to support them and give them a bigger profile. Okay. That's what we're trying to do. So, you know, once again, it's fantastic to have you here. But look, before I even start with you, I want to talk about, I want to say something about, you know, Dave, because obviously Dave made this opportunity available. So I want to say my thanks to Dave for making this a reality. Without Dave, we wouldn't be here. That guy's a king of PR, my brother. You know it, didn't you?
He's incredible, man. He's incredible, man. I'm just glad that they came on my team.
He is incredible.
Try to make them guys proud because the work that he put in is incredible, man. It's an honor. One of the top in the game, a legend. So when align yourself with the legends so that you could be one too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're in good hands. Yeah. And he's obviously worked. Has he worked with your family as well? Has he worked with Denroy Morgan?
Yeah, I believe he's worked with Morgan Heritage. I know he's worked with Denroy and Lazar. My uncle Lazar Morgan on his 1x1 project that he did with Movado and stuff like that. So they had a huge hand in that. So, done a lot. And plus a whole bunch of artists. He's told me he's worked with the late DMX. He's told me a lot of different people. So he's just dope.
No, I was out in America with him. I've been to Jamaica with him. I've been to America twice. Word. So I've had my time, with him. So I know how gigantic that guy is.
Word.
And it's an honor. And obviously, once again, the fact that whenever he throws a little pebble to me, he throws me stuff. Whenever he gives me anything, it's so big. So I'm like, right. My gosh, Reuben Shaw. And I think I want to say as well, your name, Reuben Shaw, that's like James Bond, Reuben Shaw, Clark Kent. It's like a hero name.
Right.
I think in the UK, they're going to be calling their kids Reuben. Won't be long. All the kids in England are going to be called Reuben after this interview. Trust me.
That would be awesome.
Was it and like Jack Ryan? It's like superheroes? And it's kind of like whoever. Like superheroes definitely. But anyway, one thing I want to ask you first. The first question I want to ask you is how has the pandemic been for you? Because we've been suffering in the UK. And we've been watching what's going on in America, but obviously ebbs and flows changes for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? So what's it like for you and what's it been like for you?
Man, the pandemic has been rough. You know what I mean? But the pandemic has been rough. It's been very, just like it's opened up my mind to a lot of different things because so many things have changed. And everything's changing so often. You always out here in the States, you're getting new laws every day. Some days they're saying you can wear your mask. Some days you're saying don't wear your mask. Now everybody's either vaccinated or not vaccinated. And before we were just dealing with the loss of jobs and the loss of opportunity. I'm an actor on the side, so I'm on one side of things, and filming shut down. Filming shut down. My work is gone. You know what I mean? If I can't act on set, if we can't be on sets, then I can't work. You know what I mean? And it really took a hard toll on not only me, but a lot of people out here in the States, all over the world. But in the same breath, it did give me the opportunity to look into myself and figure out what exactly I need to do to take myself to the next level in what I love. And you know what I mean? Not just sit back and, be going for any old role or whatnot, but now start to figure out, all right, maybe I should write a movie of my own, or let me get in the studio and drop some music. That's what happened. You know what I mean? And it turned out that making those decisions during the pandemic has worked out for me. So, although it hit me hard in that kind of, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. It also was a breath of fresh air and a light to make me do the unexpected. You know what I mean? So it's a gift and a curse at the same time.
Okay, I get that absolutely, and I can see because obviously a lot of people have become obviously exactly the opportunities have been there for them to create stuff, and we will talk about it later on about what you've been doing. But those tracks that you've written because obviously you do rap music, and you've written 2 tracks, Aid and Winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I look at those tracks, what I see from there, I see someone who's basically breaking away from the legacy of the Morgan family and kind of paving his own way. But are you concerned about living up to the former glory of your family?
No, I'm not concerned at all. I believe I absolutely live up to the glory of my family because I am them and they are me. When I was born, I'm the oldest grandkid of Denroy Morgan. So, when I was born, they put me up like Simba, in the Lion King, like, hey, 3rd generation is born, 1980, Brooklyn, New York. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa. They knew at an early age that I was a special talent. I would see my uncle doing their thing. They'd be rehearsing, practicing, getting nice with it and all that. And I'd be there doing Michael Jackson and all that. They knew, you know what I mean? So as I grew up and grew into a man, they saw the evolution, from a certain distance. And, they gave me certain, thumbs ups for me to believe that, I can do it. So the confidence was always there. I wouldn't say that I'm breaking away in particular, but definitely I'm creating a name for myself that's not exactly under the umbrella that they, are known for, but I still come from that same root. You know what I mean? I'm just an extension. I'm something that they could do, but they just didn't show. You know what I mean? They taught me how to do it. You know what I mean? They wanted me to go do it this way, so I've gone that way. You know what I mean? So it's just like sprinkles on top of the ice cream and then putting the cherry on top. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's how I look at it.
Heading to the light in my spaceship, smoking on the best tree, ain't shit. I know that I am blessed, don't chase shit. Never tried to flex, no fake shit. Alien, 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 alien. I'm just trying to win. Never took my eyes off the paper. Never gave a fuck about a hater. I just wanted to be a little greater. I just had to be a little greater. Alien, 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 alien. I'm a little different from the old man. I was having vision about the moment. I was in the kitchen with the motions. When my spirit had to flip it, had to get me out.
Well, I've actually watched quite a few of your things. I've been checking you up on the internet. I've watched Barbershop. I've seen your talent. You're very talented. Trust me, you're very talented. You're natural. So everything you said, your family noticing those things, totally right. And it's like, but I can see it's a long and difficult process, to be an actor. All the auditioning that goes into it. I mean, how do you prepare yourself for each task at hand?
Man, it's difficult sometimes, but it's the process of a professional. You got to make sure your mind is ready. You got to take care of your body, your soul. And then when you get a script or you get an opportunity to do an audition or play a role, you have to learn how to just tap into that and, let everything else kind of go from the outside Or what I like to say is like you bring all that stuff from the outside all the way to the inside and manifest all that stuff within the character that you're projecting.
Mm.
So once I do that, you know, I'm there. I'm good to go.
Mm.
Sometimes it's difficult to come out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Once the filming's done or the audition's over, it's like you're high on adrenaline rush.
Mm. Mm.
So you have to come out of that, and it takes some time sometimes because you prepared for it for such a long time. But
Mm.
it's definitely a process. Studying the role or studying the lines, understanding who this person is, understanding certain movements that you have to make, nonverbal communications that the camera has to see. You think about all that stuff sometimes as a professional, but you know the point of doing that before you get to the actual time when the director and who say action is so that when they say action, you kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And like I said, it's a process. You know, I'm fortunate to have been able to be in a lot of different shows, whether it was a feature role or whether I had a speaking role or I was a background actor. That's the process of an actor. And it's just gonna keep getting better. Every time I'm on set, I feel like I'm getting better and better. I can't wait to get back on set so I could really destroy these next roles. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm at that point now where because the pandemic has shut us down for so long, I'm just salvaging at the mouth to get back on set because there's certain things that I've learned and certain elements that I've put in my game that I'm ready to just showcase, and I'm just excited about the next projects that we're going to work on.
No, I get it. Absolutely. And the thing is, again, like the thing is, what I've seen is that you're following the long line of notable performers, the likes of Elvis, because obviously he was a singer, but also an actor, you know, Jimmy Cliff, you know, Tupac, you know what I mean? Tupac, my brother. So that's the thing. That, for me, it's like, obviously you've got a lot of actors now, like Common as well, doing this stuff. But in terms of when I think about you, I think of Tupac directly.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But have you ever thought about, well, have you ever considered adding another string to your bow? Like, you know, directing or script writing?
Yeah, I have. You know, if you go to my YouTube page, Rubes, Reubziggy, I have like a sketch comedy type show that I produced, wrote, directed. You know what I mean? It's called Got 'em.
I think I've seen one of the things you did where you do like a sketch of it's like 6ix9ine and the Kardashians.
Yeah.
One of them. That's funny. That's so funny.
Yeah. I got sketches.
You directed that yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, brilliant.
Yeah, so there's a whole show that I create, and I get a lot of actors from within the community, and they come through and we do that, and then in between each sketch, I integrate independent artist music videos. So you can see new artists with their songs and concepts in between the sketches. We got shut down because of COVID. We were filming the third version. I try to do one every year, but there's a whole bunch of sketches for the big one to come. So, you know, all this stuff kind of started happening with the music and everything, and then I did a few auditions and I got these roles in these auditions. So I haven't been able to get right back to the Got 'em sketches just yet. But you know, it's always gonna be that. I hope to produce a film about Denroy Morgan. You know what I mean? I got the idea and the concept in my head. I'm just, you know, I'm waiting on a couple of loose ends, and then that's gonna get done. You know, I see there's movies that they got ideas about guys like Bunny Wailer and Bob Marley.
Okay.
I hope I'm on the front line. You know, whether it's being a character or being on the film team that directs or puts together the stories. But that's definitely gonna be there, you know. But right now, I want more roles. I want more roles, man.
Hey. Yeah, I hear you, brother. And obviously they're gonna come. They are gonna come, trust me. Yeah. So what about the UK? So obviously, you know, you're in America right now. Hopefully at some point you get a role in the UK.
Yeah, not only that, but I'm trying to come out there and tour, man, do some music, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I heard that's where it's at, man. You know what I mean? And that's where I really want the music to be at. You know, music got to turn up in the UK. I want that, feel that sound. You know, that's the energy I'm kind of coming with.
Definitely. But basically, your song, again, going back to your music, okay, your song Winning, the reference is the gun violence in your song Winning, okay? Do you ever wish that wasn't your truth? Because I understand, obviously, the rappers say, this is my truth, I'm singing my truth. Do you ever wish that wasn't your truth? Like Tupac used to say that, this is his truth, but if he had a chance to be something else, it would have been something else. But that was his life.
Yeah. I mean, in winning, in winning, what I said was, I'm a rifle. What I'm saying, God is my rifle. But I have a Mac-10. And the reason I'm saying that in that particular song is because, the song is called Winning, is because I'm talking about me winning as a black man. All over the world, we have the right all over the world to bear arms. You know what I mean? Legally. And with all the things that are going on in our community, all the things that are happening to our community, I think, it's important that, we let people know that we're protected. Not that we're gonna go out there and do anything crazy. That's why I said God is my rifle. He fights the battles. You know what I'm saying?
I hate you saying, but so this is basically, you're talking about, that's your social truth. That's what goes on in your world. That you have to protect yourself. That's that. Because in the UK, we don't have those kind of issues. But you know, but don't you?
Right. Yeah. But I'm sure in the UK, you still have the right to protect yourself.
Yeah. Well, we have the right to call the police to protect us, pretty much.
We can call the police. But you already know what happens over here. But not even just on the police end of things. You know what I mean? When somebody just, anything can happen. And it's 2021, and we can't be naive to anything that goes on in the world. Look what's going on in Israel and Palestine right now. You know what I'm saying? That's about religion. You know what I mean? That's something that dates back hundreds, thousands of years. People got to protect themselves. So you know what? And me personally, I'm gonna be honest. I don't own a gun. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I said God is my rifle. But when people see me, when people look at me, they stereotype. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I have a Mac-10, whether I'm saying it in the physical sense or I'm saying it in the spiritual sense. Don't come this way with it, because spiritually or physically, I'm going to destroy all barriers and I'm going to win. And that's what I meant in winning. I wasn't making a reference to gun violence. I would never promote gun violence. But there's certain levels you can hit when you use the metaphors a certain way. You know what I mean? And that's the point. I wanted to trigger your mind. You know, when I wrote it, and maybe why would he say that? You know, does he come from that? I seen him in shows. He looked like he be killing in the shows. No, absolutely no. Come on, man. I'm a third generation Morgan. You think I'm out here killing people? That doesn't make sense.
Good. Beautiful.
It's just a metaphor and an understanding of the cultural dynamic of what's going on over here in my reality over here, seeing the social norms of America, Black America.
Well, man, thank you for that, man. Thank you for your truth in that, regardless. I love the metaphor. It works. But I just thought I'd bring it up because obviously I know the public will listen to your music and hear this stuff, okay? But another thing I want to say.
Bag of kush, we get higher than them. 10 freaks looking hotter than them. Full of money, full of ganja, one friend. I'm a rifle, but me have a Mark-10. Man a girl, so me have a big bed. Wanna kiss, two, I grab up on head. Do it big. big, I'm not fear for dead. Me say I'ma do it big, I'm not fear for dead. Y'all like I cause she can't pay the rent. Y'all like I but me can't take the vent. The on a mission, my have a vision. You tryna ride, you bout to play your position. I'm gon' get it, I'm gon' kill it, I'm gon' win it, I'm gon' feel it. See the word around town is that you straight trippin'. If you ain't getting the bag, you might as well in it. So get it, keep winning, keep flipping, they keep tripping. So keep hitting, just keep hitting, keep winning, just get it.
You've done, these are intense roles that you're doing, but is there any other roles that you yourself would love to do?
Yeah, man. I mean, I want to do every kind of role.
You've done theatre.
Yeah, I've played Mansa Musa on stage. I played great characters and great stage plays. You know, the thing is, as an actor, I'm not against any role, except I'm not gonna go as far as Brokeback Mountain. You know what I mean? But
okay.
You know, but any challenges that come my way, I want them, man. I'm an artist, so I want to play with everything. You want to be like Gene Wilder. You want to be like Tom Hanks. You want to show that kind of range. You want to give them some Pacino. You know what I mean? That's what I'm aiming for. I'm still young. You know, a lot of great actors didn't really get those roles till they're like 38, 40. I'm only 34. I've been getting roles already. You know what I mean? So I know it's gonna come, and I'm gonna be right there to take them. Like I want to play. Like I said, give me Bob Marley. What are they waiting on? He's right here. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you get those roles anyway? So if you clearly those roles out of there. You obviously Common, Ice Cube. Can you not like go and say, Cube, help me out, do a role for me? Can't you write those scripts yourself?
Nah, yeah. I could write those scripts, but that's not really how it goes. You know what I mean? You have to audition. Directors gotta want you. Producers gotta want you. And you know what I mean? You have to play the game just like everybody else. Submit your role.
So it's not a situation where people can like give you favors. There has to be an audition. There's a process.
I get favors too. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's only because I've known that director for years and years and years, and we've done favors for one another. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you gotta play the same game everybody else does, man, because it's a lot of different things that go into making a film. You know what I mean? Height, the way the light hits your body, the way your lips look on camera. My lips kind of dark. They might want somebody with lips. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it goes. And you have to go to the audition, the screen test, and all that stuff to see if you're able. Are you the right height? Do you match the other characters? All those things happen before you even get the role or even say your first line in an audition.
Wow.
So those things are all important. That's why it doesn't just happen like that. I wish it did, but it don't. But when it does, it's cool, because that's like you and your boys get together. Hey, come do this film with me. Hey, I got a role for you. The only problem with that is that a lot of times we get the call to do a film. I'll do an audition, and it's pre-production. We gotta wait till the pre-production, and then by the time it's production, it's 7 months after the audition. You know what I mean? But that's a part of the game, and that's how I like it. So it's all good.
I hear you, but it sounds very complicated, isn't it? Because obviously there's so many nuances to it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think in America, in the UK, I think we're quite limited on the roles that we have here. There's a lot of stereotypical roles for Black people. In America, Common, you got a Black Captain America now.
Right. Trying to expand the horizon, and they're trying to tap into those demographics and trying to show these kids, Barack Obama was president. Why can't you be Captain America? Why can't there be a Black Spider-Man? And why do we always have to see Black people or young Black people as slaves? You know what I mean? Why can't there be a Black king in a Disney movie? There's a Black king on Earth, Meghan and Harry kid. He a Black king. He alive. So
but don't we have like, isn't BETV? Isn't that like not? Is that not a black, TV station itself? Doesn't that produce black shows and things like that?
yeah, they do. You know what I mean? But they like, it's still not enough bandwidth. You have BET. That's one channel.
Mm.
You have 100 other channels that show a million different shows.
Now, what I find is you tend to find like Hollywood tends to cater for a certain type of people in terms of the people it will audition, because obviously it's trying to protect its own industry and obviously protect, the people it wants to give money to and wealth to.
Because it's an industry, and they're gonna protect their industry.
Mm.
That's why now in America, it's not just Hollywood. I live in Atlanta. I'm based in Atlanta, and they call that Black Hollywood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand, it is an industry that's been here for a long time, but that industry is changing. Where now you have a lot of independent filmmakers and independent Black people who are creating their production companies and creating their films and able to get their stuff out through Netflix streaming platforms of all sorts. And then what happens after, they get that good buzz through those streaming platforms, here come those big networks trying to get them on their stuff. And that's just an evolution of the game.
Absolutely. Once it becomes popular, everyone wants a piece of it.
Exactly.
So that's the whole point. It's like the progression of rap music. If it wasn't for, Jay-Z, like Jay-Z and things like that, Puff Daddy pushing up the rap game, the opportunities for Black people in America probably wouldn't be there, to be fair. A lot of opportunities.
Absolutely. And that's why I say you got to break down barriers, but it takes time to break down barriers. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about United States of America. Slavery only ended like 200 years ago. Not even as long as there was slavery has it even been over. Well, we got to look at the progress that we've made and continue to make the progress. They're feeling comfortable enough to put us in their cartoons now and make us whatever. So at this point, like, let's take advantage. You know what I mean? And, it is what it is, man. You never want to, although it exists, we are aware of it, we're knowledgeable of it, but we don't live our lives, being deterred due to race or anything like that. Because like I said, it's 2021. I mean, we're blended, you know what I mean? We're changing. In 20 years, nobody's gonna care about what color you are.
Well, do you know what? I'm just glad that your family didn't deter you and say, you know what, you can't do this. Because Jimmy Cliff's performance alone was enough to say that anyone, no matter what color you are, you can do it as an actor.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing in my family, they always knew I was a character. They was the one that as a kid, I'd be like, yo, you need to act my youth. Yeah, act my youth. They be doing stuff like that. So it just turned into that it really was true. Manifested, words sound power. My family's a very spiritual family. So the things that they say just kind of manifests magic. And it happened like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an entertainer. It was like this since I was a kid. You know what I mean? I guess if this is how you was as a kid, if you did turn into an adult, this is what it would look like.
Send him my way now, all right?
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Hey, yo! The white man needs to see you right now!
Man, don't you see I'm working?
Man, forget that work stuff. Let's go, dog.
Chill out, bro.
What's up, man?
Oh, hey, man, hold on. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. You think you can get off of me? Come on, let's go.
Here we go. We got action? That's him.
We find out Cap's real name is Carlos Brown.
Now that we know his identity,
It's a nice looking fella.
we obtain a...
How'd you bet?
It's about to be put up.
We quickly head to the office for a face-to-face with Cap.
There he is. Everybody in the street is saying you the one that knows what went down between Pancho and this white fella.
I mean, yeah. The white dude thought I stole his weed and came after me with a gun. But it wasn't me, though.
Okay, so how does Pancho come into play?
I found out Pancho was the one who robbed his crib, so I told him. He was like, take me to Pancho now.
But if you had to choose only one talent, acting, whatever it is, acting or music, what would it be and why?
If I had to, if I had to choose,
Mm.
I mean, if I had to choose, and if it was like a choice, if they said that to me when I was like 13, I would be like music. They said that to me when I was 20, I'd say music, and I'd say that now.
Mm.
Not because I don't love acting. I love acting. I wouldn't trade it for anything. That's my bread
Mm.
and butter. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Mm.
In reality, I wouldn't trade acting for nothing.
Mm.
But in the conversation that we're having, I would say it was music because that's what I
Mm.
knew when I came out the womb. I
Mm.
grew up in that energy. That's
Mm.
all I ever saw.
Yeah.
Before I was an actor, I was trying to do music. I met up with producers in the music industry who were like, yo, you know, you should do some acting too. Like, you got to get yourself in some filming. And I didn't even want to hear what they said. That's how hungry I wanted the music. And certain things happened in my musical career that were, you know, great breakthrough opportunities, the placements on Single Ladies on VH1. And I realized, man, you know, maybe I should try this little acting thing. So, but no matter when I did do the acting thing, I'll always come back to the studio. So at the end of the day, I always know that, you know, I could go act in 30 movies, but I'm gonna want to come back to that studio.
Beautiful.
So definitely music.
Oh, beautiful. You know, and when I think about it again, it just kind of brings me to this, you know, the fact that you're from a dynasty. You're from a reggae dynasty, you know, long-standing reggae dynasty in Jamaica, like Bob Marley. And when I think about the dynasties of Jamaica, I always think about, like, you know, do you guys get together? When I was in Jamaica, I went out to the hills in Kingston. So I got to go out to Beverly Hills of Kingston. Do you know what I mean? Beverly Hills of Jamaica. And it was fine. It was a fantastic time out there. I didn't get to meet the Bob Marleys at all. I went to the Bob Marley Museum, but I didn't get to meet the Marleys. But I think about you guys, like, you guys come together, you guys like a family, you must have some kind of reunions. Does that happen? You guys get together at any point? The Marleys and the Morgans?
You know, our families are so big. So there's like different bunches, clusters of us, you know what I mean? So some Morgans and Marleys are cool like that, and they do part like that. If we're all together, we're all parring, you know what I mean? Others are closer with the Sugar Minot's family, you know what I mean? Or might have a connection with those families more than the Minot families, or, you know, anything else, whatever it is, through the whole reggae spectrum or even music spectrum, because I'm building my own relationships with other families in hip hop and stuff like that. So, you know, we exist, our friendships exist. Obviously, Morgans and Marleys have done shows and tours together and been successful, and they've had their, you know, Gramps and Peter and Ziggy and them and Kamani and Damien, they have their relationships. You know, me on my level, I'm cool with the Minot family, you know, that son Minot, you know, Candace Minot, you know, those are my links. So I think that's what it is. You know, Jamaica is very small. So when you have successful artists in Jamaica, it's not hard for y'all to be connected in that kind of way. And we're very connected. We're closer than people actually think in many different ways. But, you know, we just live on this earth because, you know, none of us is bigger than anybody else. Whether we're the Morgan Marley families or the Minot families chilling together or whatever, it doesn't make us bigger than your family chilling with your community either.
No. I love that humbleness that you have there. But the fact, what I'm trying to say is, for me, it's like when I look at when I think about Marleys and the reggae kind of stars of Jamaica, there's such a coolness about, you know, the bloodline, about the children. Everyone just seems so cool. It's like I don't think there's anywhere in the world any people like you guys, to be fair. You know, that kind of just, and seriously, that's how I feel about, you know, because reggae music it's a music that just, you know, it's just deep and it's just, it's spiritual, you know that. And when you have that spirituality in the music, it runs through the children. You can't create that music if you haven't got that spirituality.
Exactly.
You know, it's very special, man. You guys are special people. Trust me on that level. Even talk to you now, you know what I mean? I can see the energy, I can see the coolness, I can see the confidence. I can see, do you know what I mean? You're going to go far because of that, because you're blessed, you're humble. And once you have that kind of mentality, the doors will open for you. Trust me, they will, they do. And you got like, the fact you've got like Mr. Rodney looking after you, no door can stay closed.
Right. Thank you. Yeah,
no, man, it's all good. So I've got another question for you.
Right, man.
When Kamala Harris was given her vice presidency, what was that like for you and your family?
Oh, we were hyped. You know, we were like, okay, okay, what's y'all gonna do? Come on. No, I know I was posting
what is she gonna do? I want to see.
I really don't know. Right now, I'm like, hey, what anybody doing? But you know, when she was running, I was like, yo, you know, I kept making a joke. I was like, the White House gonna smell like curry chicken and rice.
Oh, wow.
I kept making jokes.
But I mean, the thing is, I will ask you though, but I know this is I shouldn't even put this in the interview, but does Kamala Harris, does she eat Jamaican food? That's my thing. You know, is she Jamaican?
I'm pretty sure yeah, man. I mean, you could, let me tell you, when she was doing a debate and told Buddy, hush, I'm speaking, that was Jamaican. That wasn't no Asianness. That was a Jamaican trying very hard to contain himself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she has the characteristics. She is Jamaican. You know what I mean? And I try to tell people.
A strong black woman, definitely.
Yes, man. If you got one drippy drop of Jamaican blood, you all the way. Okay. It's just that's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, baby.
Oh, good. That's nice to know.
I'm proud of what she's done. She's made great history, becoming the first black and vice president of the United States. You know, you just got to see what they do. The government of this country.
Good. And on that level, I'm gonna ask you that last question: has things gotten better since Biden? You don't have to answer this. I can take this out. This doesn't have to be an interview, but I just wanted to ask it between me and you.
Nah, keep it all in the interview because let my political voice be heard. Due to the fact that I did do work in a presidential election out here a few years back. So that's a part of the resume. As far as Biden, Biden is done. He's done okay. 100 days are over. That's what I'll say. So now I want to see the real work get placed into effect. You got to understand, we're coming through a pandemic. The pandemic is still going on. So that means we're in a recession. So now let's see, what are we going to do to fix this economy? How we bridge the gap between the United States and the other powers of the world? And how do we bring this thing as close to a peaceful province as we can? Because we're coming out of a very, very, very difficult time with a lot of turmoil. So if you're in office now, the smiles are over. Take the shades off. Let's get serious. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. I'm not going to say he's not done enough. I'm not going to say he's done enough. You know what I mean? You got 4 years. And I'll look back in 8 years and say whether or not Biden did enough. You know what I mean? But what I will say is we watching and paying very close attention because the times have changed and we're tuned in now. So, and that's what I'll say about that.
Well, I will tell you, it seems a lot calmer. We're not getting those tweets anymore. Don't forget, we were getting tweets on Twitter like literally every day.
That's cool. I mean,
But we were getting those tweets from Trump, and so I'm not thinking about America the way I used to think about America. I used to think about America as this. It was every day you wake up. It was what's Trump doing? What's Trump doing? You know, it was just frightening. Whereas now it's like it just seems calmer. So that's something positive.
Yeah, the calmness is cool. That's fine. It's fine that you could be calm.
Mm.
But if the same things are brewing, what is the calm? Don't put a veil over my eyes when the same things are going on. If it's a calm, let it be a calm. The calm is fine, but you know, after a calm, that's an emotion. Show me the excitement. I want our people dancing in the streets again. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were at war. Now we're chilling.
Well,
But
talking about that, that brings so much so, Reuben, that brings me to, you know, the barbershop themes. All of that, that's kind of what we want to see. That barbershop film, I mean, Ice Cube's an absolute genius. I mean, seriously, that's one of the best films I've seen. Trust me.
Legend.
You know, that The Next Cut is one of the best films I've seen. It was the story, it's a journey, isn't it? You know, you see the grooming of the kids, you see the families together, you see the community working together, you know, and you see them getting through these adversities at the end of it to achieve something, and you see the celebrities coming together. It was like watching, when we see, like, I watch, like, you know, I'd be on my, you know, you hear about stuff like legends coming in and tweeting something, gets big, it brings it to the public's attention, and changes happen. All these things happened in that film. And I was just like, you know what? There's the answer. Ice Cube showed the answer to get that change. So I'm hoping that is a microcosm of what happens to America. The answers are there, but somehow it comes to a conclusion. A positive one for America.
It'll definitely happen. Like I said, you got to give it some more time in America. This nation is a baby. This nation is a baby. You know what I mean? In comparison to the rest of the world, freedom came later and all that. And the mentality is different, because once people became free out here, the things changed so fast. You know, and people haven't completely all the way adjusted to all the changes that have happened, but we are adjusting, and the changes are happening, and we're finding solutions. You just can't give up hope, and that's what it's about: continuing to make those changes and trends toward the goal that was set 50 years ago when Martin Luther King and them was out there marching and saying the things that they were saying. We got to keep our eyes on the prize and not get complacent. And that's what it is. And you know, when the fact that Ice Cube can come out with a movie like that to show that just goes to show you the progress made as a people, as a community, as an industry in itself. And we can't take that for granted. Let's not get caught up on the laughs and the stars and who was in it. But like you said, the concept and the story that was told, that was the purpose of that film. That's the reality that's going on in Chicago right now. That's the reality that's going on in Black communities all across the United States. And while that's going on, we're dealing with police violence. And while that's going on, we're dealing with the scammers and the frauds and all that. So we got to figure it out. And that movie is showing how our people can come together in a place as small as a barbershop with a plan and an idea to help the community make a little bit of a positive change, even if it's just to save one life.
Well, thank you. Thank you, my brother, for being part of history and sharing that history with us. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for the interview. Okay, but I want to say once again, and I haven't mentioned this. Thank you, but I haven't mentioned this yet. I want you to come onto Clusterview. Can I put you down on Clusterview as one of our artists?
Absolutely. Let's do
Brilliant.
it.
Reuben, you know, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I want to get you out more here. I want people to know more about you in the UK.
Absolutely, I'm with it, man. Let's do it, man. Let's build.
Man, also thank you. Seriously, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I've been excited for the whole interview. You have no idea. I'm like, my heart's going. I'm like, wow. No, trust me, dude. It's like the connection, to be able to connect with, you know, someone, you know, like yourself, and to have that conversation with someone like yourself. I'm a very humble man. The way I live my life, you know, I just see myself, you know, we're all nobodies at the end of the day. But we become somebody through other people making us and helping us to be somebody. Without that love. So when I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about the love I got from Dave. You know, I think about the Dave. Without Dave, this wouldn't be happening. So that in itself just gets me so excited, you know?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. It's the same feeling over here to you, man. That's why I said Let's continue to build. Let's continue to build the connection. They wouldn't put us in connection if you didn't see the magic that could possibly happen. Do that, build, take it to the next level. And you already know what goes on when you take it to the next level, man.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Reuben, definitely. And one thing, last question I ask you. Are you related to Derek Morgan?
Dope Morgan?
Derek Morgan. Have you heard of Derek Morgan? Derek Morgan.
I'm not related to Derek Morgan. I've heard of Derek Morgan and I know of Derek Morgan, but you never know, actually. You know, he might be a third cousin. You know what I mean?
Well, he's basically, my family related to Derek Morgan. My father's related to him.
Yeah?
Yeah, my family come from Manchester, Clarendon, and Maypen. So all my family from Jamaica.
Well, I'll say this. There might be a connection to the Derek Morgan and Denroy Morgan story.
No, well, if it is, it'd be great.
It has to be some research that has to be done because Denroy Morgan is from Clarendon and Maypen. So, but there's more depth to the story about that. You know what I'm saying? So, we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
Yeah, of course.
There's a way to figure that one out right there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if there was. But regardless, you're still family to me. You're still family to me, regardless.
Yeah. Nah, we one blood. Dog.
Absolutely.
All right.
My brother, God bless you, man. Speak to you soon. Absolute pleasure. God bless you.